Welcome to the HTM Reliant Buddy Build. My name is Ken with Ken's Hobby Bench.
And my name is Jordan with A Line in the Stars.
And in this episode, I'm going to be working on...
Well, instead of building this week, probably do a little bit for both of us. But before we get started, Ken and I are here to talk a little bit about the model, the mods, the things we're doing, the schedule, and the fact that Ken has been waiting parts for me for forever. And I just went ahead and had to ship them again because that's what I do. So, Ken, on, I believe, Monday, I've been checking the tracking. It has made remarkable progress too. It should be there to you on Monday. So you should have the parts that I have 3D printed for you. So, yeah, I'm super excited for you to get them, man. To get them printed again and actually successfully print them again. My God.
And I'm looking forward to receiving them too. I've been waiting to do this build with you for months since we started talking about it.
I think I bought this the week before American Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken. So we've been talking about it since right around mid-November, and maybe even a little bit beforehand. Like, I think buying of this kit was, like, for me at least, a final, like, okay, we're doing this. I think we've been talking about this a lot longer. I think you're right. Like, it's probably been maybe October, September, something like that. Kind of
something like that.
Loose little plans. And so, and I know that you've been doing a lot of talking with Cass over at Lake Monster Details, and then we both kind of talked with Will over at the Ensign's Chair on YouTube. So I don't know. I Ken, you know a little bit about this model, and you kind of have some data pulled up about it. So let's talk a little bit about this kit. Let's talk about this 537 scale Miranda class from Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, it has an interesting history. It's been around for a while. There was originally a limited edition kit that was done that was not AMT. Who's the current manufacturer, which is part of round 2, I think.
Okay.
So, yeah. And basically it came out in 1993 from Sci-Fi Spaceship Miniatures as a limited edition kit. Yeah. And then
I've never heard.
Yeah, I've never heard of them either. So I don't know if it was a resin or if they were doing plastic. And then 2 years later, in 1995, is when the AMT kit came out. And I don't know if they bought the molds from the other people or if they did a brand new mold. I'm not too sure. ScaleMates does say it is a new tool. So It's hard to say.
Okay.
But then they didn't, when the kit went out of production, they didn't re-release it until 2011 with a release. Wow. Yeah. And then a follow-up with a different box in 2012.
Of course.
Actually, 2 different boxings from that 2011, 2012. Then they did the previous release as well with the 2017, and then finally this new one we got with this new boxing of 2024, where they have changed the mold. Now, the old style had kind of stepped lines on the hull, and I believe the bridge section, the saucer section was a lot thinner or narrower. Oh. So they've kind of beefed that up. They got rid of those stepped lines on the side, which had just little indentations to represent windows, which really doesn't look that good. And yeah, they got rid of them and smooth now. However, on the downside, they didn't actually put the windows in.
Yep. Yep. So what were they called? Smoothies? Is that what these are called? Smoothies?
No, Smoothie was for the 537 Enterprise. The original boxing of the Enterprise was a smooth hull, and then every release since then they had this fake engraved Aztecing that's nothing like the actual Aztec pattern put
Oh
in.
God.
So yeah,
Oh man. Oh,
but
cool.
this
That's
kit
really
is
cool.
definitely looking like it's should be easy to light.
Yeah, that's the thing that the one thing I've noticed about AMT kits, at least from like when you get a round two kit, or I guess what are the 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 ones that are the snap kits, the polar lights. The polar
Yep.
lights models are very poor kind of quality. They're not the greatest. They build okay, but um AMT, when you actually get into one of these kits, I'm finding these new kits, they seem to be built pretty well, and they know that we're going to light them, and this model looks like it's going to be fantastic for lighting. I'm really looking forward to doing that portion of it, but it's going to be a whole complicated process, that's for sure.
Yes. However, we do have our good friend Will at the ensign's chair. He managed to put together some really nice resin pieces to assist in actually putting windows in the ship and showing how it's all lit with light boxes and everything.
And adding a lot of detail that this model is just flat out missing. Like there's just detail that's just not there that he was able to replicate. I got to say, Will has done a fantastic job with this, and it's inspiring to be able to work with him on this because he's kind of given us access to some stuff that people can't even get right now just yet, and just to be able to tap into his brain and then add our own little flair to this is going to be really, really cool. I'm excited about that.
Oh, definitely for sure. Although I just want to say that I did call him our good friend. Realistically, I've never met the man. I think I talked
You
to him
know,
in email, and he seemed awesome.
yeah, I got an email from him as well, and I swear I met him with Ian at Wonderfest.
Okay.
And yeah, I swear, like I could be wrong, but I did see one of his models that he had built, and I know that he was there, and I'm gonna definitely seek him out when I go there this year. But just from his videos, you can tell that he's just a really nice guy. The interaction we had, very just cordial and willing to share. Um, in this amazing hobby that we do, right? And he's just willing to share freely ideas, and these STLs, he could charge a pretty penny for them, but he didn't. And it's just pretty amazing. And same with Cass, So the other side
Yeah.
of the coin, I so credit where credit is due. A lot of this build is happening because of the generosity of time from Cass over at Lake Monster Details, and then Will at the Ensign's Chair. Ken has done an amazing job, I will say, of talking to these guys to kind of arrange to get some things sent our way. So I guess talk a little bit about the mods.
Yeah, we certainly could.
Yeah, I like it. I had a little bit more space. My camera's a little higher up here, so I got a little more space
Yes.
to work with.
I'll have a closer in view of the parts.
Yes, indeed.
So these are the 3D printed parts from Cass over at Lake Monster. And Cass was awesome with getting these to us as soon as he could, and he wanted to make sure they were perfect. So he had a
Yeah.
few issues, and he held them back because he's like, "Well, I'm not going to give you guys, substandard parts." So yeah, no, thank you very much, Cass. Really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
absolutely. And these are some of the best prints that I've ever seen. Like, he's using the same printer as I have, and I can't get this level of quality. It's
Yes,
insane.
like it's even you can
Insane.
see there's little textured areas,
Yes.
for where different shapes and stuff are going to go for the Aztecing.
One of the ones that I really enjoyed, and it was just in the episode that I just finished up, is this part, which houses the impulse crystal. He really
Yes,
did an amazing job of getting that ribbing in there. You can just like paint it if you wanted to, but he actually like designed that in and was very picky about how that turned out. And I got to say that is a superior piece. Like that printing detail is amazing. It's a very simple piece, of course, but it's just amazing. Like the work that he did here.
Yes, and if you look at the kit part that's mounted on the kit, this is flat and it has none of this these
No ribbing.
no ribbing at all.
Yep. And it's the same thing here for the lower
Yes.
impulse crystal or whatever it is. I can't remember what this one is.
Yeah.
This might be the
A lot of people think it's
mag.
impulse crystal, but if you watch Will's build there, he actually just has a blinking light in there because that's all that is actually on the movie. It's just a
Yep.
blinking yellowish
Like a
white.
breathing yellow light. Yeah, exactly.
Actually,
My plan
it's
is it
flashing in sync with the marker lights.
with oh, that's right. Very
Yep.
cool. Yeah. And that definitely is going to get lit up. And if you look at the back here, like you can see the build plate
Yes.
on the
Yep.
back. I love that build plate that the Saturns have. And you haven't got the part yet, but how that one works is this piece that I printed. This is the light box for that piece. And how that works is when you trim it off. I'll go ahead and trim it off now, actually. Why not? Could bust up the Sonic Saber, but
Yes.
that's another thing. I don't know if it's a mod, but we're definitely going to be using the Sonic Saber quite a bit for this build.
Oh, for sure.
But how this works is when you put it into the model, and this light box just sits right down on top of it, and then you plug your LED in there, and then it just focuses the light right inside. So Cass basically printed out the designs from Will that he created, and then Will made, because he's not necessarily like obsessed with these being created, just create a little light boxes for himself, but willingly shared the files. So these just kind of exemplify and make these a little bit better.
And some people have asked in HTM community why light boxes. Actually, if you watch Will's build, and this will be more for you, Jordan, than for me,
Right.
He's gonna have his ship like, and you're using an Arduino. Are you? Is
Yes.
that what it's called?
Yep,
Right.
I'm
So
using
you're
an
gonna
Arduino.
program stuff, and I believe that's what Will's gonna be doing because he's gonna have it so certain parts of the lights in the ship turn on. So it doesn't just all turn on at once. It just kind of sections turn on and then the whole ship lights up.
Yep, they're going to be done in a fire up sequence, and I also want to do the same thing. Yes,
right. So that's why the light box is that way. You can have different sections light up without spillover from those those lit up areas.
Exactly. Yeah. And then these are all the window sections. So like these are the windows right for along the edge of the saucer. And then
Yes.
those ones. Where are they? That one. Those ones are really, really cool. These ones are the ones that sit kind of in this area where the saucer comes up and then pops up a little bit. This is going to be that on the port side. Yeah, that's what that looks like. These are really nice. And there's some lines drawn in there as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at here. If my camera will focus, I don't know how well you can see that. There's the actually engraved lines.
Yeah,
all throughout.
which are very slight. And actually, this is a great panel for that. Are we looking at the same one? Oh, maybe not. So
No, I'm looking at the kind of the side corner of what's facing front.
So I think this is the one of the front facing on the top windows. You can really pick out those lines.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they look terrific.
Fantastic. Yeah, they really do.
I think that's supposed to be like the sensor lines. Is that what those are supposed to be?
Those are sensor bands, correct? And it's also to delineate, between each one of the decks as well.
Right.
That's very, very cool. Yeah, those are really nice pieces. They did a fantastic job. And like there's also, got to mention, so like here is one of the deflector arrays. And he did an amazing job of getting that detail in there. Because on the model, all you get is this vague little pit.
Yes.
Just a vague pit.
And then there's the
And
front part of that same area of the ship.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The little knobs that sit in front.
Yeah. As opposed to just a flat, featureless piece.
Yeah. No, these are the level of detail. And then one of the things that above the shuttle bays, these little triangle pieces.
Oh, yes.
These are kind of infamous on this model for being put incorrectly. So
apparently they're on the actual model. The ones that are molded in are not aligned properly and they're too small. So that these correct that. Thanks again, Will.
he went through and has taken so much time to design all of this. Like I can barely print on my 3D printer, and he's out here like literally creating custom designs. It's insane. Oh, what are those? I wonder what those
I'm way
are.
off camera here.
Those are RCS quads, I think.
Yeah,
No,
not
maybe.
too sure. I'd have to watch back his videos to remember.
Yeah, I think those might be the RCS rusters, the little lights that sit in here.
No, those are the arts. I do have a set of RTS thrusters, or RCS thrusters, that are right here from Lake Monster.
Oh, okay.
These are actually for the Enterprise refit, but they do have.
Oh yeah, that's right. He retrofitted them to make it work. You had to shave down one of them
this area here.
Work. Yeah, that's right. Oh, I might have to order those too.
Yeah, it's got the part for it's got the whole area here for the one light up top, and then it's got the two. I don't know how well you can see it on the two squares on the front, where you actually have the where the light's going to come out on those as well.
Very cool.
They're clearly marked.
Very cool. I'm definitely gonna have to order those for sure.
Yes.
More money into this model. Yay.
It's a very actually inexpensive part, and
sweet.
You're going to get more than you need because there's the Enterprise has more of them than the
Yeah,
the
because the Enterprise has another set of these just along the other side of the saucer.
Yes.
Yep. Very cool. Yep, and then all I did was go through and took Cass's files and or not Cass's files, but Will's files, and printed off all the light boxes for the entire ship. How they work, I went ahead and removed one of these already. I think it's for this one. It is. So you have the hull. This goes back behind, and then this replaces the whole section that you were going to cut out. Then it acts as a light box. You fit right around that. And then if you want, you could put a small film in between to kind of diffuse the light, because there's a built-in line in there as well. But that's how this works, and that's how that fits. I'm really happy that the parts that I printed work with the parts that Cass printed. I had a brief panic moment, but I'm still in the process of printing. I basically just gave you all the parts that I had.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And I just went through and I'm going through and printing more as I'm trying to figure out what I need. So yeah, those are very cool. I'm very happy with that. And then, of course, we have the new bridge and A and B deck. This is very cool. I actually opened mine at one point.
So have I.
And it's two pieces.
Yeah, sticking together though. There we go. Ooh, might have to put a little more UV light on the bottom here. Help it cure a little bit more, maybe.
It's a little sticky.
Just a little bit, just on the center here.
Yeah, same actually. Mine's a little sticky on the bottom as well.
Yeah.
How interesting. Yeah, they went through and designed and meticulously like figured out exactly what the bridge looked like for the Reliant. And I gotta say, this looks really good. This is a really, really nice quality piece, designed for lighting.
Yeah.
The
It's even got all
windows,
these little detailed bumps on here,
yeah,
going around the edge.
the gold for the top of the bridge dome. That's very cool.
Now I gotta rewatch or maybe go over Will's video again. I can't remember if the this light back here, it's probably going as well, I would assume.
Yep. So that's going to be one of the blinking nav lights. So
Right.
one of the very top of the ship, and then the very bottom of the at the far extremes of the ship. Correct.
Right.
And there's also going to probably be just a white solid lit beacon right back behind there.
Yes, you can see the spot for it.
Yep. And I remember that when he was talking about it in the video, he went through great painstaking work to try to get the very front of the bridge there to have the proper lighting. Wow, my camera actually focused on it for a half second. So yeah, no, these are really nice. I do agree. I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit of UV light on it right now and just see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know if this is actually, I'm assuming it's UV resin.
Should be. Let's go ahead and give it a little. Don't look at it, folks.
I'm just going to move that over to the side and look at the warp nacelles.
Yes. These chiller grills are so nice.
Yes.
Oh, man. So Ken and I had many discussions about what we're going to be doing for the chiller grills.
Yes, and, technically in the movie, you never see them lit ever.
That's right. But it was always the intention for them to do so. So we are going to go in spirit here. Not in spirit of Halloween, but in spirit. Maybe that helped a little bit. But we're going to go in spirit of what's supposed to be. I love that Cass always gives you that reminder to wash your parts. It's a good personal life. It's a good personal life lesson as well. Wash your parts. Oh, nope, don't. Oh, Jordan, I just opened that like a goon. All the instructions are inside. I didn't realize that. Forgot how he does it.
Yes, for a lot of his parts, you're going to see his instructions are inside the top flap that the part came in.
This is what I just did.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a smart man. Okay, let's take a look at these. I actually waited this long to open these. I'm kind of surprised. Ooh, these are nice.
They are.
Those are really nice, actually. And the grooves are really deep in there. So if you want to do the bronzing of the nacelles, you can run some pinstriping tape down there and keep the blues in the middle, and then do the bronze over the top to get that. Ooh, that's what I'm doing. Yep, so I'm gonna bronze mine.
Well, that's 100%. Probably what I'm gonna do after watching you guys do like the big D build.
Yep, exactly. Oh yeah. Oh, those look good. These are really, really nice. Those grooves in the grills are so nice. Wow. I'm really impressed. They're a bit concaved as well. If you look at them straight on.
Yes. You can see how they're concaved.
Yeah, that's really nice. Oh man, sweet. What are you going to be doing for electronics on yours?
Well, actually, I have a few more parts to show off.
Nice.
For the nacelles, I have the Green Strawberries Miranda class intercooler assembly.
Oh, cool.
To kind of make those look really nice. I'm trying to remember where I got these. I think Cult, or was it Cult Man, or was it? Yeah, I can't remember where I got them from. But anyway, there they are. So a little bit more detailed. Looking really
Very
nice.
cool.
And then the other thing I got was the phasers and torpedo launcher upgrade.
Very cool. I need to get those as well. Oh man, I can't believe I didn't get all that yet. George, slacking.
Yeah. So again, Green Strawberry, really good aftermarket for photo etch and their resin parts. Yeah, they do a great service to the community.
Indeed.
So, and it looks like they're just easy swappable parts, and then compared to what the kit parts are. But let's get out and take a look at them. So here's the super phasers.
Very nice. Wow, those are
My
cool.
understanding is that that's what they're called.
Huh.
On they go on the roll bar, and then we have the that is beautiful. Look at those. I don't know if it'll focus or not.
Oh yeah, those look great.
Yeah.
Wow, that detail. That detail's nuts. Wow.
So again, huge leap from what the standard kit parts look like.
Oh, buddy. I got some more purchasing to do, don't I?
And then I know you just ordered yours tonight, but also there we go, the photo etch.
Photo etch. Beautiful.
Yeah. So this is from ParaGrafix, and there are a few parts we don't need. We're not going to need the templates here for drilling the windows out because we have the resin windows. Here's those larger parts that go on either side of the shuttle bay in photo etch if you didn't want to do resin. But we are going to need these side grills here, these grills. I'm guessing these ones.
For the O+ engines,
yeah.
Okay.
There's some really good photo etch to use on this.
Awesome. Yep.
All right.
And yeah, so I guess electronics. You also have what TenaControls, right?
Yes. I'm not going to pull that out, but I do have the TenaControls board.
Nice.
It comes with two speakers, though, oddly. One speaker does the noise for the photon torpedoes, and one speaker does the noise for the super phasers.
How interesting. How interesting.
But I've not done a lot of electronics in model kits, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand why. Like, they probably just want to keep the logic circuit simple, but that is a very interesting. They can do too. I'll be doing an Arduino. Likely going to have a single speaker in mine, and it'll all be custom coded. That's the plan. I plan for all the nav lights or all the formation lights or nav lights to blink, and a couple effects and stuff like that. Who knows? With an Arduino, your kind of brain is the limit what that's going to be. So that's what I'm going to be doing for that. And then the last little mod that Ken and I both have are some beads. Will and I guess others have used these beads to create the phaser turrets on these ships. And the whole idea is they have built-in little holes because they're beads for bracelets and such. These are like what, $4 or $5 on Amazon, something like that.
Yeah,
maybe
much.
Not much, and we have enough to do several Reliant and other Starfleet ships as well. But yeah, we'll be using these to replace the turrets on the ship. And then I'm sure that as we go along, there's probably going to be several different mods that we're going to wind up creating on our own. I'm going to be doing you're going to be doing the Raytheon lighting as well, right?
I might be. If you watch last night's stream, we were talking about it around just before the 2 hour mark, a couple of minutes before
Okay.
it. They were saying, I think it was mostly Andrew and maybe Keith, or no, Donnie maybe was talking about how the Raytheon effect actually doesn't look that good. So I don't know
Really?
what I'm gonna do. So I
Okay.
might go for it anyway and have it hooked up to a separate light, because all the other lights in the saucer area will be in their own little window box. So
Right.
I might be able to still do the Raytheon effect. And if I have that one wire coming down into the stand, I can choose to whether or not
To use it.
whether I want to connect it or not.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Well, it's
but
going
I'll
to have to
probably
be
do
one of those
testing when I'm
experiments.
painting and just see what it looks like as is.
Absolutely. So I think that's what we've got for the builds. What's the plan? We've been kind of, oh, Ken's got the mask design, masks as well. I'm kind of jumping ahead.
Yes.
Um, Somewhere around here, I don't, now that I've talked to Ken before this, I was like, do I have decals or do I have an actual mask? I'm not sure. There's somewhere around here I got to find out. So likely be picking that up or an Aztec dummy.
Yeah. So if you watch Mass Designs YouTube videos, you can see just recently within the past 6-8 months, maybe he's done this kit here for the Reliant. Awesome video to watch. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. So, for both of us, we're going to try to release an episode once a week if we can. No promises. Um, but the plan for us is to, have a controlled build in such a sense that we're building this together and not trying to get too far ahead of each other. Although we will probably start in the same place and wind up diverging off during the course of the build, as all modelers do, because if we're building the same thing and doing the same thing, it wouldn't be modeling. It would just be building what everybody else builds. So we're basically going to kind of do the segment. We're going to have an intro and all the usual stuff. We'll do our builds, and at the end of every one of our videos, we'll be sitting down. We'll be meeting once a week and reviewing what we've gotten done and talking about what we're going to be doing next. And we're going to try to get out, like I said, an episode a week, but we'll just call them episodes as they come out. Do you have anything else to add to kind of what the schedule and the plan is for this?
I don't think so. I think that sounds like pretty much it. And like you said, there might be other kit parts or other things that, as time goes on, that we might decide to switch over to.
Exactly. I mean, that's the beauty of modeling is we both have the same kit, but we can run into different problems just for the different builds or have different ideas. But the idea is ultimately in the end to build a couple of amazing Reliant or no Miranda class USS Reliance.
Yes.
So I guess to formally begin the build, if we were to cut the tape and say go, where are you starting this weekend?
I'm going to start on the upper, I guess, saucer slash hull area that you're
Okay.
going to see. I don't know if you want to show that, the size of the.
Oh yeah, you probably should. Let's go and pop her out
Don't
here.
necessarily have to go through the parts right now, but just to show off.
The size here. So this is what
Yeah.
we're working with, and I'm on a fairly large map. This is a 24 by 36, and so no 36 by 48. I don't know, whatever it is. This is 13 and a half inches long and 10 inches wide. And some pretty good details. So where we're going to be starting, and I'm the same with you. it's not inside. I'll go ahead and bust it in the package. I'll open the package. Why not?
Yes.
Just into that.
Yeah, so I'm going to start on the top. The AB deck, Jordan and I were both talking about that, and the bridge is kind of, I think, where we're both starting. That's kind of the sparkly jewel, hey, look over here type of part of the ship.
Yep, and that's where we're both going to be starting. I mean, there's you start here, top-down approach, and I got to say that this is a very nice feeling plastic. Holding it up against my lights, it doesn't look like there's any. The plastic consistency is there. It doesn't feel like there's any spots that are just naturally going to be warmer or colder via lighting. So it should be really easy to put together. But Will did mention that there are all these little molding marks. We're likely going to have to remove all those.
Okay.
We'll see. And those may be mounting points as well. I don't know. But I got to say, this is a really nice kit. This looks really nice. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be starting as well. Top of the model.
Yeah, I just want to say for anybody watching the video, we're filming right now, beginning of February of 2025. So if you're watching this in the future, this kit may not be available so readily anymore. But at the time of filming, this kit is still in production, and you could easily acquire the kit, as well as these brand new resin parts. At the time, no one else had access to them other than Will, who created them, and Cass, who printed them off for us. They will be going up for sale, though, with Lake Monster very shortly.
Indeed. Well, awesome, man. Are you ready to get this thing going?
I am ready.
Awesome. Well, I think it's time to start building and doing a little bit of plastic melting with a little bit of Sonic Saber action. What do you say? Love it. All right. Well, that's it for me. You got anything to say?
No, I'm just looking forward to this build.
All right. Well, I was hoping to have a quote from Khan readily available, but now that I think about it, nothing is coming off the top of the hand.
Buried alive? I'll leave you like you left me. Buried alive. Buried
alive. Oh, man. I can also say from the depths of hell, I stab at thee. But that's not a good way to end a video. What do you say? All right, my friends. Well, until next time, for me, Jordan, Line in the Stars, and for you, Ken.
And for me, Ken at Ken's Hobby Bench.
Thank you, guys. And we will see you next time.
Take care.